everybody. Welcome to episode 2 of On the Runs podcast. Woo! Very nice to have you guys here. So I'm Erika, and I have had a week, let me tell you. We'll get into that later. But I've been recovering from a race, been feeling pretty good, and I got some pretty exciting news today.
What?
I didn't tell you guys. Well, it's exciting to me. I got chosen to be a Boston Marathon volunteer this year.
No way!
Yeah, so,
That's so cool.
That is my exciting week.
Sound clip of clapping hands.
But let's catch up with everybody else. So, Katie, how's your week been?
I've had a pretty good week. Nothing exciting on the running front, but no complaints. How about you, Shauna?
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Nothing exciting on the running front, that's for sure. The humidity really kicked up a notch, so I haven't done too much running, but my house remodeling is going great.
All right.
Blue wallpaper's gone in the master bedroom. Woo!
What's wrong with blue?
It's blue and white lilies in very much of it. So it is gone. All right, Eric, how's your week going?
I have had a roller coaster of a week, mostly all running related or all sports related. But my emotions have been up and down and up and down, and I've been excited and bummed. And let me just tell you, first, it looks like Reach the Beach isn't happening.
Isn't happening?
It looks like it's not happening. We'll get into that later. But then on my drive, as I'm calling someone to say it looks like it's not happening, him and I are talking, how can we make it happen? So then I was excited. But then, so that was 2 days ago. It's Thursday, so that was Tuesday. And I had to tell some people on my side, listen, over half the team bailed. Then we put the podcast out.
Erika can run all those legs.
I really think she could.
Do it. It's basically another ultra.
We could do it with 6 people, but...
Not with Reach the Beach.
6 strong people. So that happened. I was bummed Tuesday. And then, was it yesterday we put out the first episode? And I was so excited. I'm playing it for Ashley. I'm sending it to all my friends. I'm getting comments and text messages and people actually listening to it. And we're getting emails saying your episode now has 10 downloads, 25 downloads.
25?
I'm waiting for the 50.
Wait, we got to 25?
Yeah, you did.
That's awesome.
The email came. Yeah. And
Thank
you guys
you,
were like,
listeners.
well, 23 of them were you probably, but I was so...
Am I wrong?
One of them was my mom. Hi, Mom.
I've listened twice.
Hi, Linda.
I've listened twice, and both. I don't know if it counts as 2 because Ashley and I listened to the first half yesterday, and then the second half today. She liked it, so I was so excited. And then I'm seeing in the news all this stuff about Kona.
Oh, I heard that they might not have it, right?
And just as you guys were there talking to Dan as he walked in, I get the official text from Scott.
No.
Kona's done.
Oh, no.
Kona's not happening.
I'm sorry, Scott.
Yeah, and I just bought my plane ticket.
Oh, no.
2 weeks ago.
Hope
So-
it's refundable.
Well,
you should just go on vacation.
You
Buy
You can
another
still
one
do
for
the first
Ashley.
part of your trip.
Say that?
You can still do the first part of your
I
trip.
could, but I'm gonna stay home with Ashley and the boys, and it looks like my ticket I'll be able to use it when we do go to Kona.
That's
Within
good.
a year or so? Is that how it works?
I gotta call and get the details. This just happened.
That sucks.
So I'm up and down, and then I'm up right now because I'm here with you. And then I'm even more up because I just got a text from a friend asking if I could join his Ragnar team, but not Reach the Beach or something else.
Where is that one?
I don't know. I gotta.
We'll do research for you. We'll figure it out.
He just said New England in October.
Googling it.
Yeah, Googling it. All right, awesome. So that's my week.
Wow.
I
You
know.
have had a week.
I know.
I don't
And
know
then-
what to say to that, man.
But then the other great thing is I've gotten up on my bike twice.
That's great.
It's more than ever.
Oh, yeah, because you got a big weekend
I got a
coming
big
up.
I
weekend.
really
coming up.
enjoyed the footage of you having to break into your own house.
You like that?
I really,
awesome.
really enjoyed
You like
that.
You like
Where-
Mission
that?
Impossible?
You like that? Yeah, that Mission Impossible music.
The best part was when you go, and I might as well mow the lawn because I can't get in. All the windows are locked. That's a window that's open.
So I
you were
did
so excited. It was genuine happiness.
It was real. I did mow the lawn, and she still wasn't home. The funny thing is, you don't hear it because I'm playing the Mission Impossible music, which was stuck in my head for an hour. But I hit my head as I'm going through the window.
Oh, I heard you say ow.
on the
was pretty
Peloton,
good.
the Peloton TV screen, the backside of it.
Do not damage that
I
Peloton.
know. So yeah, that was fun, and Ashley was home 2 minutes later.
Even better.
Not kidding.
So
But
you have a broken screen, a busted up elbow, and
you saw,
Ashley-
yeah, you
Ashley
saw
showed
that.
up a minute
So
later.
it took me 3 minutes to get the screen out,
That's fantastic.
and Katie got all those snaps. Maybe you guys did too, but the
Yes.
Instagram story had the music. Yeah, that was great. So
Thank you for
So
sharing that with us.
Ragnar, Road to New England, October 22nd to 23rd.
I can do that.
Yeah. Groton to Quincy. I've never heard of this one.
I
Have you
haven't
guys heard of
either.
this?
No.
Looks like I'm doing Ragnar New England in October.
All right.
And if Reach the Beach doesn't happen, the Sunday Peak Triathlon is the same day, so I can do that. But I just feel bad for my friends who paid and the other half of the team kind of bailed, and they kind of just disappeared, and no one returned emails or calls, and I don't know any of them because it was the team captain who started it and asked me to be on the team.
Mm-hmm.
So, but things could change in the next couple of days. We'll see.
All right. Well, keep me posted. I'm on deck, so.
I think we should get going, though.
Yeah?
Katie, you did an amazing job with episode 1.
Aw, thanks, Eric.
Round of applause for Katie here. Insert your own round of applause, producer. We love you.
It was super fun. I learned a lot. It was by no means perfect, but it was I don't know, a learning experience. I think it can only get better.
How long did you spend doing it?
Probably, I'm not gonna lie, this is a little embarrassing, 3.5 hours.
That's good. That's less than half a day.
Yeah, so I don't know. I'm pretty happy with it.
My favorite was the three of us are in the minivan driving
The
to
pod van.
Yeah, driving to Erika's race, and you're texting us like, I feel like I've been with you guys all day.
I was with you guys all morning. I'm like, you haven't even left my house yet.
It was awesome. I enjoyed listening to it. I thought the three of you were perfect. I thought I had a lot of mistakes. I stepped on Shauna's feet multiple times.
It's okay. I'll allow
We
it.
never got to hear what Erika's favorite race was during her hit. Maybe it was the one she'll tell us about very soon.
Maybe.
I have a few favorites.
Maybe it's
I mean,
your
come
worst.
on,
I don't
man.
know.
No. You really want to know?
Yeah.
Chicago.
Chicago
Still
Marathon.
bummed
Really?
I didn't get
Yep.
to do Chicago.
I'll drag you one of these days, someday
Yeah.
in the future.
I'll go too.
I'm trying to do the legacy status. I've got 2 under my belt. I have 1 that was deferred. I need 5, and then I can enter whenever I want. So that's what I'm going for.
Is that all for Chicago or for the major sevens?
There's 6.
6.
No, it's just for Chicago.
one.
Okay.
I wish
so
it was for
legacy status. Do they have that for Boston?
No. That's like the hardest
By
one
the
to
way,
get into.
how do I get to be with you when you volunteer for Boston?
I had to apply. This is going to be my first year volunteering, and it's usually super hard to get into, but I wonder if because of COVID, they're not having the same turnout for volunteers. That's why I got chosen. So, I mean, you should check it out and
So
see
what
if
if
there's
I'm just
still...
like a civilian just walking by next to you the whole time?
I feel like that's not going to be allowed. I don't know. The security for Boston is crazy. You know that.
Anyone listening who works with the Boston Marathon Athletic Association, I would like to hang out with Erika that day.
Likewise.
Yeah,
Sure.
the 4 of
We
us.
do.
You
would
guys
like
can be
to-
spectators, but I have no idea
maybe
what
we'll
I'm going to be
throw you some free promotion here on the pod.
doing. I'm going to be an event marshal, whatever that means, so who
You
knows?
sound so fancy.
Right?
maybe-
Very professional.
Maybe
yeah.
we could make
Give
you a
me some
T-shirt.
flag.
Yeah, and we'll throw the Instagram handle on there, and also it'll say, what's your volunteer name again?
Oh, event marshal?
A marshal.
Yeah.
It'll be event marshal at On the Run.
It feels so professional. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, if I say you look into it and see if they have any spots open, because
Send me a link. Send me a link. If I get a link, I can do it. If I gotta,
All right, I'll look
that
into
helps
that.
remind me.
All right, I'll look into
I mean,
it.
I have 3 kids.
Dad brain, right?
Dad brain. All right. Awesome job, Katie. Thanks so much for doing that.
You're welcome.
You make our lives real easy. Anyone else have anything to share before we get into it?
Nah, I'm
No,
excited
let's
to
go.
talk about
Bring
this
it on.
weekend, man.
All right. Well, let's talk about Erika's most recent race and the segment we're going to call The Rundown.
So yeah, guys, this past weekend I did, if you listen to the previous episode, I was talking about doing the 12-hour Anchor Down Ultra. So I had an absolute blast with this. We went down in the On the Runs mobile, driven by Captain Eric over here, and we went down to Colt State Park in Rhode Island, and it was absolutely beautiful, albeit a very hot and muggy, humid day. But
Kind of was like an island, I thought. It was not an island, but it was kind of like an island.
you know, I'd have to look at the map again, but yeah, it's definitely on like its
It
own
was
little
beautiful.
bay and
Right on the
it was-
ocean.
It was absolutely gorgeous.
And hot.
So yeah, We we got there early. We had to set up our camp, and we wanted to check things out. And so I'll describe the course for you so you can kind of think about what I was dealing with. So you had your start line. There was a little tent village, I believe they called it. That's where we set up our camp. We had tried to stay out of the sun, had a tent, little changing tent, which was key. So the start line went right into 0.9 miles of very technical trail.
Your favorite.
I am not a trail runner as much as I'd love to be because it's just so nice being out in nature. It was very covered in roots and rocks and divots and everything that could possibly twist my ankles tried to. So coming out of the trail portion, we had 1.5 glorious miles of flat pavement with a little bit of they called it surprise hill. So that was a nice downhill stretch right by the ocean. It was gorgeous. Got some nice views of sunset.
It's right alongside the ocean.
Yeah.
It was like
right there.
You got the breeze too.
Yep. Only one small little chunk. You had
right
to turn a corner.
corner.
But yeah, so there was some nice flat pavement, and there was about 0.05 miles of grass. But that was fine. I mean, it got a little slippery with the condensation at night, and then we just did loop on loop on loop.
Because the grass was actually on a slope.
Yep.
You ran up and then down.
Mm-hmm.
So if it was flat, you would not even know that it was wet or slippery. But
had to walk the down part so I didn't fall on my face.
I would remind you to walk the down part.
And I appreciated that. That was pretty nice. So yeah, besides all the setup, the race director Jay was super duper nice. He was just he wanted everyone to do their best but be safe about it. And
was he the same guy at the reward ceremony?
Yes, he was. As I tried to climb on a picnic table, and he's like, "No, don't do that."
We'll post that video on the Instagram account so you guys can see him and that.
Oh yes, we will. We will tell you that story after, but yeah, so that was pre-race. We're getting comfortable, by the way.
Katie's getting into it. Thank you, Katie.
You're welcome, Eric.
There we go.
So,
Katie supplied the beverages tonight.
Yes. So setting up camp, that was the easy part, but you guys had your
Well, you know why that was so easy? You didn't do it.
Yeah, they're like, you just rest.
Shauna and I set up camp, and it was so hot.
I mean, we can't really complain too much because we were really tired and sweaty from setting up camp. And then they had to go run lots and lots of miles in that same heat.
I was saving my energy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you and Rachel, let's not forget, Rachel came with us.
Yes, Rachel, my good friend, was the one who got me into this crazy race. And she wound up running a bunch of it with me.
So Rachel came with us. So you and Rachel went and did your pre-race meeting and all that. And Shauna and I set up the tent. We set up the easy up. We did all that. I looked at this.
Excuse you.
Excuse me. That came out my nose.
Gross.
Continue.
We set up the tent. We tried to stay cool. We had the easy up that I had facing the wrong way, but it worked because
It blocked the sun. That's
it still blocked the sun, but it was.
When you guys started the race, we're walking back, and he had tried to copy the people in the tent in the area next to us, and he did the tent backwards.
They had an easy up with.
He had it tilted this way, and we needed to tilt it this way.
So 2 legs were fully extended, and the other 2 legs were fully down. So it was almost like this hood blocking you. But I had the hood facing
You had the tall part the wrong way.
I had the open part facing the sun, but again, the tarp you got hung down like 8 feet, so it still worked, but it's like, we looked at it later and we're like, we did this wrong. In fact, I think Shauna's just like, you did this wrong.
Yeah, I don't think I claimed any of that wrongdoing.
It was hot.
But we did take off. We explored a little bit of downtown.
You and I.
Got some more ice while they were getting ready, and we got some dinner. That was key for my ability to survive the next few hours.
It was. You were so hangry.
I was a bit hangry.
Yeah.
It was dinner time.
We got wraps at this place called Papa Joe's. Found it on Google Maps. There was this girl. Remember the girl? We couldn't tell if she was 16 or like 36.
Wow.
But she was there, and then she goes to us, Papa Joe's is wicked good.
Wicked good.
Wicked good. And I go, I know it's going to be good because you used the word wicked. And anyone who uses the word wicked, it's going to be good. And she goes, you guys must not be from around here. Like, well, no, we're still from New England. We say wicked all the time.
It's not a weird thing.
So then we got back right at like basically race start time. It was perfect timing. Ready to see them off.
Yeah,
and
we were kind of worried we might miss the start.
yeah, a little bit. But
Well, it started a little bit late. It was supposed to go off at 7, but it wound up going off at like 7:10. So
Yeah, national anthem and all that stuff, and it worked out perfect. She and I, as you're going to get into at the start of the race, she and I loved it. We walked the course in reverse. We went to the ocean side and cheered you on, and it was beautiful.
I loved seeing
It's a
you guys
beautiful
along the
evening.
course, by the way. That was super nice.
so what are some of the highlights of this race?
Yeah.
What are some of the things that you want to make sure you share with us?
All right. Well, this was it just felt like home. I don't know if that makes sense to say, but it was very small. I think there were under 200 competitors for the 6-hour, the 12-hour, and the 24-hour combined. So it was just very small. We had a mass start, which I love that. So we didn't have to do like the individual starts like they used to do during COVID. Did I mention it was hot and humid? Mm-hmm. Yep. It was so disgusting. Thankfully, it was dark for most of it, because I can just imagine how the added sun would have just completely baked me. But I went through almost all of my sets of clothes, and I thought I packed way too much, but I instantly was, like, drenched in sweat. It was very, very disgusting. Eric would know, because I definitely threw some dirty clothes at him and like kicked him out of the changing tent at one point.
If I could paint a picture, she's in a tent that would be used for showers while camping, and you could put the shower above the hole, and it's a tent-like material.
Yep.
Is shaped like a porta potty without a roof, and so she's in it changing, throws her wet, dirty clothing over the top.
Slaps down on the ground. I'm like, don't touch it. It's so gross.
But it slapped down on my foot.
Gross.
So that just ought to tell you how nasty of a day it was. But at one point I went through like 3 different bottom changes, 2 different shirts, and then at one point I was just like, I can't even wear a shirt anymore. But that was almost a mistake, just because no shirt, well, sports bra. Sports
Thanks
bra.
for the clarification.
I had to. Sports bra plus my camelback vest plus sweaty skin equaled very, very bad chafing on my like rib cage.
There was a
That's
point.
still healing.
There was a point where I feel like you didn't care what you're wearing or what you weren't wearing. Where maybe early on or in any other race, you're very particular about your outfit.
I try to be matchy. I try to pick flattering things, but this time I was just like, nope.
And you were like, just whatever gets me through this. I don't care what I look like. I don't care who's looking at me. That's what you were going through.
Yeah.
Well, that was when I was with you, which we'll get to.
And you know what? I was not the only one like that. People were wearing the bare minimum because everybody was in the same boat. So, I mean, yeah, I did whatever I could to keep cool. And there was a point where I just remember being a little bit delirious and yelling at the tent. It must have been like 1 o'clock in the morning. Boob ice! I need my boob ice! And I had specifically brought little baggies to stick, like, to put ice into the front of my sports bra. And it was so refreshing until the point where I couldn't even feel my chest anymore. So I was with Eric at this point, but I was on the trail. I took it out of my sports bra and I was literally eating the ice cubes that were left. I was so thirsty. I was like, I need something cold. This is just a little bit miserable. But, I mean...
Kind of funny, but
So-
kind of gross.
Well, it was in a baggie.
Oh,
It didn't
okay.
touch me. But
So as I'm listening, I feel like maybe we forgot to tell them this is a 12-hour race.
oh, yeah.
From
I
s-
think I mentioned that at some point.
From 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. And the goal is how many miles? You have to hit a number.
So in order to receive a medal, I had to run a minimum of, I think it was like 39 and some change miles. So I was just trying to get through the
I
minimum.
think that was 16 laps, right?
Something like that, yeah. Yep. So that's when you popped in to help me through like the last like 4 loops that would get me that medal. So that was super helpful.
So you got 12 laps in by 1 o'clock. At 1 o'clock, I'm allowed, or anyone is allowed, to join their friends as a pacer. That was when So you had a 6-hour race, a 12-hour race, and a 24-hour race. I do not know what those people were thinking.
Me either, right?
When the 6-hour race concludes, I am allowed, and Shauna and anyone else there, to join you. So I did until 3:30.
You did a solid like 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
I ran 10 miles.
Yeah.
Disclaimer.
I was
Proud of him because I was sleeping in the tent in the van at those hours while he was running.
Yep.
I was just fueling up for my laps that I was going to do.
And
with
at that point, I was walking a lot. I mean, I'm not ashamed to say that.
So at that point, though, as we would walk the woods, I would be, the voice of reason, like, okay, let's run now when we got to that stretch along the ocean.
Oh, yeah.
That 1.5 miles of pavement. And I would try to get you to run to the start-finish line again, which would be the beginning of the woods. Mm-hmm. And then maybe one time she'd be like, okay, I want to run part of the woods until the hill. Mm-hmm. Or until the cone. Or no, then start again at the cone. There's a cone that you're
remember,
like...
there's 2 cones and then a turn and then you're there.
And you love this cone. You're like, when you see that cone, it's like, yes! The woods is over.
It was almost done.
Back to the pavement.
Yeah, so at that point, I was pretty much done with the trail, but you got to do what you got to do. But yeah, like this race was just so much fun. I met so many cool people along the way. I met another marathon maniac. His name was Ted. I just kept cheering him on every time I found him.
You were actually lapping these people.
In the beginning, and then at the end, they were overtaking me a little bit. But
so when you started that first lap, Shauna and I go, okay, good job, everyone, good job. These people look strong, they look good. Here's one girl, there's 2, there's Erika. Oh, Erika's like the 3rd or 4th girl. And we told you that, and you laughed it off like, oh, whatever.
Yeah, right.
And then we watched the next time, we counted, you were 4th. And it's like, and then you're 3rd. And then at one point, you come in across the start-finish line, which the whole start-finish line area was so cool. They had these tiki torches with flames, and you would come across, your name would pop up on a TV, and it was a small group of people. We're talking maybe 100 people. Mm-hmm. And I feel, no, that's off. Maybe 30 people. I'm really bad at these numbers. As Katie told me the Signal 8 5K, I said 500 runners. She goes, it's like 5,000. It was a small group, and so this lady on a PA system was like, here comes Erika Hamill, and she's currently in 1st place. It's like, what?
My jaw dropped. I was never, ever in my life
you froze.
First place for anything.
She froze and turned around.
I heard her go, what?
She walks back like, did they just say I was in 1st?
No way.
So that was a little bit of a shock, but hey, no pressure.
Did you start off too fast? I don't know.
That was definitely one of the things I would do differently if I do this race again. I would not go out so fast. I'd save some energy for the last chunk. But yeah.
So you met people like Ted?
Yep, I met Ted. There was a 24-hour runner named Bob who did a nice chunk of the woods with me. Of course, my friend Rachel. I got so excited when I saw her in the woods. She was coordinated quite nicely with her matching socks and
she always matches so perfectly.
Oh yeah, she's great.
Now, I wasn't allowed to do this part, but there was this snack table that was just amazing.
Mm-hmm. Oh, let me tell you, this part makes me so happy. Every time I would cross that finish line, the snack table was just like a beacon of hope and love and beauty and deliciousness.
It looks so good.
I kept going over to this one lady. She kept setting up the soda, the cans of soda, or like the little cups. So I would be like, all right, I just had a little bit of Coca-Cola. Let's have some ginger ale next. Let's move on to Mountain Dew. I must have, like, every lap, I was like, I'm going to try a different one. But then at one point, Soda Lady had her, must have finished her little chunk of time, and Juice Box Dude appeared. Oh. No, Juice Box Dude was great.
It was amazing.
So I saw, like, little Capri Suns, and I was like, are these cold? And he's like, nah, unfortunately not. And I was like, it's okay, I'm going to take one anyway. So drinking a nice juice box, went and did another lap, go back, Juice Box Dude's still there. I go to take another one. He goes, hold on. He put one in the cooler for me special.
Aww.
And I don't know. That's like one
Juice
little,
box guy.
that was one little thing, went above and beyond. I was just like, you're the best.
I hope he gets to listen to this and hear that.
I wish I got your name, Juice Box Dude, but you were great.
We'll make him a t-shirt for next year. And if he's there, you give him the T-shirt as like a thank you. Juice box guy.
I'll have to find him in a picture so I know who to give it to. But like the North Point station was great. Like I was just getting water from them, but they were super chatty every time you went by, would cheer you on. So the volunteers were great. Just more friends on the trail. I met Julia and Melissa. I know that they're from the Boston area and they come up to Nashua to do like the race series.
They're the ones I met too when I was running.
So
okay.
I'm hoping to
They
run
thought
into
you were
them
crazy.
again. Well, they were crazy. They were doing
But they,
the
when you walk
24
over
hours.
and you go to them, hey, how you doing? You obviously already met them. They go, not as good as you. You seem amazing.
I think it was delirium that I was just so chipper the whole time, but I was having a great time. And then, of course, we met Kelly and Callie.
That's right. So I met Kelly, who would have been doing what I was doing for you, as we're waiting to run. You know, maybe it was 11 o'clock, and I came. So I went back to the tent. You asked for a favor, and the favor was for your sandwich.
Oh, yes,
So
yes.
I go to get your sandwich, the half of it. You wanted half. And before that, I was hanging out in that whole area where the runners pass through. And I see all these other people doing support, but we weren't talking. No one was really talking or being super friendly. And
That's just not going to work for you.
it's not going to work for me. But I didn't break the ice with Kelly. Kelly broke the ice with me. And she saw me come down with the sandwich, and she goes, you just missed her. I go, you gotta be kidding. I just missed her?
I tried to wait, and I was just like, nope.
I'm like, that means she picked up like 5 minutes this past lap.
Well, you're not great with timing people's races and laps and stuff.
True.
You tend to be a bit
As we
off, as
learned-
we learned
as
from
we-
the last relay we did.
With Ashley.
So your
Yeah.
timing is sometimes a little bit.
So I text you because you do have your phone, and you must have like...
I had my phone out because I was going to text you that I'd
Okay.
get you at the last lap,
And so-
which I almost walked into like a tree. That's, do not run and...
So I missed you. That was a
Text.
bad job on my part. You know, poor teammate, poor crew chief, pit crew, whatever whatever you want to call it. Maybe beer was not the right choice to be drinking during this pod.
We'll learn that for next time, too.
So Kelly, though, was supporting her friend Callie, who was actually your competition.
Yes, yes. And she was great competition.
She was fantastic. And cat collector.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
She has a lot of
Her
cats.
Peloton. Yeah, so. But,
It was kind of funny. I don't want to be jumping ahead, but Katie, Erika goes over to her at the end of the race, like if it was a guy or a girl walking up to a member of the opposite sex, and you want to ask them out or for the phone number. She goes, "Hey, so I saw you were in a Peloton shirt. You know, what's your leaderboard name?"
the
And it was cat collector.
The Peloton community is unlike anything else. So just let me be a nerd that way.
So I befriended Kelly though, and then she and I both started running with you at one, and well, she started running with Callie, and they were good.
Oh yeah, they lapped me a couple of times, but they were super nice. They were checking in on me every time that they went by, and
They were from I think like Syracuse or Rochester, upstate New York.
Yeah,
Yeah,
had quite a road ahead.
I know. Well,
But yeah, so
too bad they didn't have a nice minivan.
So yeah, I had such a blast with this race. I am totally going to do it again someday. But let me tell you how I wound up doing. So I was in first place at one point during this race, but I wound up doing 19 laps, which at the 2.45 miles each got me 46.55 miles, which is my personal record mileage-wise.
That's
I've
crazy.
never done anything quite so much. I wound up doing the mileage in 10 hours and 54 minutes because there was just a point where I did not think I could do any more. I was ready to tap out. So the 11 hours is as far as I pushed it. So I wound up finishing first in my age group. I got a sweet trophy, and it was my first trophy ever. I was so excited about that. So I was the second female finisher, which Callie was the first. So she wound up being the overall winner. So I was super proud of her. She killed it out there. Absolutely incredible. She had like 53 something miles. So blew it out of the water. I was super proud. And then I was the 7th overall finisher. So I was very excited about that. Yeah, so...
7th overall.
Yeah.
That's overall people.
Pretty badass.
I was really excited, you guys.
I mean, I know
Congrats,
it's not 5,000 persons Signet Elliott 5K, but this is still.
Hey, I know my limits, you guys.
This is a big deal.
Yeah.
Nice job.
But I just have something to strive for next year if I can get in.
So I was going to ask, that's the big question. Are you going to do this again?
I absolutely am going to try. I do have a goal now, and especially with Shauna doing the last lap with me. She was my
talking
voice
her
of
out of it.
Yeah, she was my voice of reason. Also, just saying it's okay to stop. Like, you don't want to hurt yourself. You've got a full fall race calendar coming up, and then you'll have something to go for next year. And I'm like, you know what? You're so smart.
And you didn't really,
you are so smart.
You didn't really
That's why
stop.
I did the last lap.
You walked the last lap.
I did walk the entire last lap. I even sat down for a few by the ocean.
But you determined if you walked one more lap, you would have gone well past 12 hours.
Well, I had somewhere around an hour left, but if I
Okay.
did one more lap, it would have gotten me 49 miles, and I really wanted 50, and there was no way I was getting that second lap.
Okay, that's right.
That's
Yeah.
why I was like, I'm good. I'm
right.
gonna call it.
All right, let's wrap the ultra up with one more question about that. So it's been 5 days.
Mm-hmm.
How have you run since, and when did you run,
So
if you did?
I wound up walking the first couple of days afterwards just to keep my my run streak going. But Tuesday is when I actually got on the treadmill. I did 4 miles, and then I wound up walking some, and I was feeling pretty good muscle-wise, but I just have one hell of a blister that's still healing, so I've been taking it easy. But yeah, I'm
Good for
pretty
you.
much back to normal.
So impressive. Great job.
Thank you.
I'm so proud of
You
you.
did fantastic. It was so cool. A couple side notes I have. One is all the dudes with mustaches. All these guys are running, and
It is the thing, man.
but they had.
Have you seen Jared Ward?
This was not no creepy mustache. These are like legit, like Freddy Cougar mustaches out
Freddy
there.
Krueger?
Freddy Cougar. No, I got the wrong Freddy.
Yeah, I
That's your best descriptor.
Freddie. What's his
gonna need to
name?
look that up.
Freddie Mercury.
Oh! See, there's a big
Kind of
difference.
a difference there.
I'm on. We're live here, and I'm just thinking, oh, it was Freddie. Freddie what? Oh, Freddie. Like, these guys had legit mustaches.
Yep.
And there's at least like 6 of them, half a dozen. I'm like, there's another. And I'm like, is this an ultra thing? Like, to have a sweet mustache? I could never grow one. I mean,
It's a style thing, man.
Yeah.
You just got to make sure you can pull it off.
And then the last note I want to talk about.
Yeah.
Shooting stars.
Oh man, yeah, that was so cool. During one of my laps, like, just out of exasperation, I was looking up, and like the biggest streaker in the sky. It was so cool.
Did you make a wish?
I did. I wish I could finish, and I
You
did.
can't tell anybody your wish.
Oh.
but
Well,
you
it already
finished.
happened.
It already
so-
did.
It already happened, so we're fine.
Multiple. We saw a few.
Yeah.
There was so many out. I mean, it was Providence was kind of across the bay, so that light pollution kind of hurt it, but there was a lot. And I feel like we could go on and on and on about this, but
Oh yeah.
we're running along. Like, we haven't even talked about yeah, I know.
Yeah, we're taking up all the time with my stuff.
Katie's like giving us finger signs of how long we're going here.
Wrap it up, guys. Wrap
it up.
So what's on deck? We're gonna kind of have to maybe recap a couple things next episode.
Absolutely.
I feel like the next episode is the episode of Eric.
It's gonna be because
The episode of Eric.
the episode of Eric here,
Schedule
me.
accordingly.
Well, so this weekend I have a half Ironman, 70.3. I signed up for this, let's call it 90 days ago. I found out about it within 100 days of the event. So on Sunday, I'm doing my third half Ironman. I am not prepared. When I say not prepared, I follow no training program. I basically was getting in my rides, my runs, and my swims whenever I could. And I would say the end of June, I was looking great. So basically, I have been trying to this race to me was motivation to not stop. I have 2 6-month-old twin boys, and if I didn't have anything signed up for, I wouldn't be doing anything but talking to you guys in a group chat, because you'd all be kicking my butt. So I signed up for this half Ironman. My goal is to have fun, no pressure. Just go out there, go for a morning swim, 56-mile bike ride, go run an easy half marathon. I wouldn't be shocked if I was over 6 hours, which would be my slowest half ever. But at the same time, it's like, hey, let's keep that heart rate down and let's just go medal chasing.
Sometimes that's what you have to do. Just enjoy yourself.
And then I can go back next year and PR and crush it. So it's the Timberman 70.3. It's the first Timberman since 2016. Like I said, no expectations, and I'm fully confident, though, I can handle this distance. So I have that this weekend, and then I'm going camping.
Yeah.
So I don't know if we'll record right after my half Ironman or after camping, but we're taking part of the week off, excuse me, and going camping.
That's 4 for you, man.
We're taking,
Nice. That'll be fun.
If you're keeping track, that's 4.
We're taking Adeline to Storyland. We're going to do that. So maybe after that I can come back and give you a recap, a rundown on my Ironman and my camping trip.
Are you camping in your campers and RV?
I am camping in my brand new camper,
Mm.
which I think most people who listen know the story, but I won this camper a few months ago. So I got a free camper, and it's perfect for us. So we're going to be out for like 4 days, and during the week. So it'll be great. In the future, this race to me is just, it's like going to be like a local thing I'm doing. It's not just an easy race, but in the future, I want to do Lake Placid to get that one. I want to do Mount Tremblant again, but I want you girls to come to Mount Tremblant. So
That's Canada?
In your camper.
no, we will stay in one of the slopeside ski condos
That sounds
for that one with a pool and hot tub.
Sure
You
is.
you will love it. I don't know if Lake Placid will happen first or if I'll go and do Mount Tremblant again, but that's what I want you to come
You can
to.
keep us posted.
Send us a save the date.
Absolutely. How about anyone else? Anything on deck?
I have a 5K.
Ooh.
I am doing the Hollis Fast 5K on Labor Day. It's the Monday. So that is my current PR. And I'm looking to crush that with my my speedy Nikes. So it's all downhill. Literally all downhill.
Well, remember what happened last time you did a downhill race?
This one is way shorter, and I will be okay.
Don't trip and fall.
No, I'll be okay.
Don't skin your knees.
And that's it for me so far. in the
So
near future.
I'm doing the Millennium Running Boot Scoot and Boogie, and I'm pretty excited about it for 2 reasons. Obviously, because it's a local 5K, but also because I run on my treadmill using the iFit program, and it's going to be a live iFit race. So users of iFit from across the country and across the world really can run this 5K live at the same time I'm running it.
You
So
gotta
it's
get
kind of
on
fun.
camera.
I know, I'm so
Will there
excited.
be a guy there with the camera doing
Yes, there's gonna be a runner and a guy following him with a camera, and
Oh,
I'm
that's
gonna
cool.
totally try to like photobomb.
it? That is really neat. And then if you photobomb, you get in. Can you go back on your...
I'd be on the live race like for future.
Cool.
You can go and like do it that night or
Yeah.
the next day and watch it.
Yeah, when it gets loaded. Totally.
You're gonna have the poof.
You got. I will rock the poof. Yes.
I was gonna say you gotta wear a cowboy hat or something.
Shauna, anything on deck?
Yeah, no. So I don't actually have any races on deck. I am in the 13th week of a 40-week training plan.
That's long.
Yeah, titled pregnancy.
What?
So I won't have too many races, but I am trying to keep up some mileage in walking and some running and maybe take up some biking. So
That's
yeah,
amazing.
So
Congratulations.
exciting.
thank you.
When's the due date then?
End of February.
Okay.
So I'll be back for some spring races.
So they could be a few weeks early and have the same birthday as Tommy or Tyler, or a week late and have the same birthday as Adeline.
They could be.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll have
So-
to wait and see.
Who wants to pitch in to buy Shauna a running stroller?
I might have one for you because I
Hand
need
me down.
one that holds 2 babies right now and I don't have it yet. That's
So-
awesome. Congratulations. I'm so happy
Yes,
for
thank
you.
you.
Kids are amazing and you're going to be a wonderful mother.
I'm gonna be a fake auntie.
You guys all will be aunties and uncles. So how about that cool down? We ready to wrap things up for this
Yeah,
episode?
we've gone long. Sorry, Katie. Well, closing remarks. I got to fit this in. I was so excited to hear this. I have a friend at work. They asked me not to mention their name. But this person follows our Instagram account @OnTheRuns. And they go to me, Eric, I need to share the story. when they found out what on the runs meant, like you got the runs, you got to go sometimes, even when you're running. We had a 5K at work. It was a big deal. Everyone globally for our company ran a 5K. It was for like the Wildlife Foundation. And they told me when they're running, they peed themselves.
Oh no!
Yeah,
I have not reached that point where I had.
And I can't keep saying they. She peed herself. And she goes to me in at work. She goes, Eric, I peed myself. And she's in the cubicle. She goes, I couldn't believe it, but I just kept running and I peed myself. And she goes, and I'm wearing these middle color gray, not light gray, not dark gray, but these gray leggings. And she goes, it looked like sweat, so it was cool. But I literally had pee going down my leg.
Oh man, but
that's
she
how
finished.
That's how you know you're a true runner.
And I was like, this is awesome. This is what we're all about. Yes, that's an amazing story. She goes, you're like only the third person who knows. And I go, I need to tell the pod. She goes, don't tell them my name. Just tell them I'm Jane Doe. So, Jane Doe, you did awesome in that race. And I love that story.
Congratulations.
I love that you shared that with me and for the pod. I mean, it's just what this is kind of about. We're not shy. Awesome. So, anyways, let's end this thing. Tell them where to find us and what to do.
All right, Newt already mentioned our Instagram page @OnTheRuns, but check out our Gmail. Like if you have any questions or comments,
check out our Gmail.
Email us at ontherunspod@gmail.com.
And don't forget to stretch.
Woo!
Later, guys.